We all have a part of ourselves that we'd rather not see, a place in our minds where we stuff everything we're ashamed of, afraid of, or simply don't want to acknowledge. Carl Jung called this part of us the shadow. It's a name that hints at something hidden, lurking in the dark. But the truth is, the shadow isn't just a source of negativity. It's also a wellspring of creativity, energy, and even wisdom if we dare to face it. Jung believed that the shadow is made up of everything in ourselves that we push away. All those emotions we're told are bad: anger, envy, selfishness. All the traits we'd rather not admit we have: laziness, greed, or even aggression. The shadow forms from what society, or even just our own self-image, tells us isn't acceptable. For most of us, it's easier to deny these parts exist. We tell ourselves, "I'm not an angry person," or "I'm not competitive," or "I don't get jealous." We push them out of sight and pretend they're not there. But the shadow doesn't disappear. In fact, the more we try to bury it, the more it finds ways to sneak out through our dreams, our slip-ups, and our conflicts with others. Jung saw the shadow as a kind of double, a mirror image of our conscious personality. It's the part of us that's always there, even if we refuse to look at it. But it's not just some dark monster we have to fight. It's a part of us that's been banished, and it's hungry for attention. It wants to be seen, heard, and, in a strange way, understood. Because the shadow isn't just a collection of flaws, it also holds the raw energy we need to live fully. Think about those times when you've lashed out at someone and felt immediate regret, or when you've caught yourself judging someone harshly for something you know, deep down, you do too. That's your shadow. Jung said that what we deny in ourselves, we tend to project onto others. So often, the things that irritate us most in others are really the things we refuse to see in ourselves. But it's not just about anger or jealousy. The shadow also contains our hidden talents, our creativity, our desires that don't fit into the neat box we've built around our identity. It's where our authenticity lives, the parts of us that don't always play by the rules. Jung believed that to be truly whole, we must confront and integrate our shadow. This doesn't mean acting on every dark impulse, or indulging in everything we've repressed. It means recognizing these parts of ourselves and bringing them into the light of consciousness. In other words, owning them. When we ignore the shadow, it controls us from the shadows. It drives our fears, our self-sabotage, and our unconscious habits. But when we turn and face it, we start to see that it's not an enemy to be defeated, it's a part of us that's been waiting to be understood. To face the shadow, we have to be willing to ask hard questions. Where do I judge others most harshly? What am I most ashamed of in myself? What emotions or thoughts do I find unacceptable? These aren't easy questions. They can stir up feelings we've worked hard to keep buried. But the process of exploring them, of shining a light on the shadow, can be liberating. It can free us from the patterns that keep us stuck. Jung called this process individuation. It's the journey of becoming who we really are, by integrating all the different parts of ourselves. And the shadow is the first step in that journey. It's the doorway we must pass through to find the fullness of our own humanity. This journey doesn't have to be dramatic. It can start with small moments of honesty, noticing when we react strongly to someone else's behavior, and asking ourselves what that says about us. Paying attention to the dreams or fantasies that don't fit with our normal self-image. Letting ourselves be curious, rather than judgmental, about the parts of us we usually keep hidden. When we integrate the shadow, something shifts. We become less reactive, less controlled by what we're trying to avoid. We find more compassion for others, because we realize that we're all wrestling with the same inner contradictions. We also find more energy for life, because we're no longer wasting it on pretending to be someone we're not. The shadow isn't just a personal thing, either. It shows up in society, in the way groups project their fears and insecurities onto others, onto outsiders, scapegoats, or anyone who doesn't fit the mold. Just as we do in our own minds, we do collectively, too. Facing the shadow isn't just about healing ourselves, it's about healing the ways we relate to the world. So, when you feel that surge of anger, that pang of jealousy, or that hidden desire to stand out and be seen, don't push it away. Pause. Listen. Ask what it's trying to tell you. Because maybe your shadow has something important to say. In the end, the shadow isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself, embracing the messy, complicated, and sometimes dark parts of what it means to be human. It's about realizing that what we fear in ourselves can also be the source of our deepest strength and our most authentic self-expression. And that's the real gift of Jung's shadow. the chance to live a life that's not just good on the surface, but whole and alive all the way down.